Coming up on 7 News Nightcast.
Residents are taking a stand against crime. I'll have that story.
The town of Woodworth awaits the return of a former hostage. And in sports, the high school playoff picture is complete. 7 News Nightcast is next.
Louisiana's picking up. Tell everyone you meet. We're cleaning up our coastline and our busy city streets. Louisiana's picking up, but we're not through because this state we live in for our kids can't be the way it was. Louisiana's picking up. It's not a dream. God gave us Louisiana, gonna keep it clean.
As we look back on memories which inspired us in our youth, we take pride in our accomplishments. With that knowledge, Lakeside National Bank created a special Big Wheels account for you, the people who are planning for retirement years. Big Wheels gives you a checking account with interest, accidental death insurance, and valuable club benefits. Lakeside takes a personal interest in you. It's not just because it makes us a better bank. It's because it's our home, too.
Taking pride in Louisiana.
7X Service, KPLC.
From Louisiana's most honored news team, this is 7 News Nightcast. With Lamar Bourgeois, Scott Johnson with weather, and Mike Sadie with sports.
It's just a small town, but Welsh is getting a reputation as the crime capital of southwest Louisiana. Decent citizens of that city have had enough, and they're fighting back. Our top story tonight. Good evening, I'm Lamar Bourgeois. Last night's stabbing death of a 33-year-old Welsh man marks the 4th homicide in 10 weeks connected to that small town. Residents are quick to admit the town has a problem with crime, especially drugs. But as Pam Dixon reports, citizens there aren't giving in.
On September 12th, a missing Welshman was found near a golf course in Lake Charles. Several days before, 3 teenagers, 2 formerly from Welsh, had been arrested and charged with the murder. 3.5 weeks later, an elderly couple was found bludgeoned to death in one of the victims' yard. And just this weekend, a Welshman was stabbed to death before witnesses in the middle of a residential neighborhood. Louis Rosette lives right next to where it happened.
It's not like it used to be. And we have so many kids around here, we're setting bad examples for them.
Police say much of the crime in this small town of 3,500 is drug-related. But for the residents here, the trouble is all the same.
When we first moved here, we figured since it's a small town, it would be pretty safe, because everybody in the neighborhood knows everybody else. And then all of a sudden we started hearing about all these murders and everything.
Despite the town's growing reputation for crime, residents are fighting back. Local leaders are organizing a campaign called Reclaim Our City. Residents here hope to spread the message that criminals aren't wanted in Welsh.
All the aspects of the community, black, white, this side, that side, are all going to be meeting on a regular basis to monitor the social, civic, and spiritual health and youth life of our whole city. And this is going to be just the beginning of this whole town being responsible for itself.
I think it's going to take concerned parents, concerned citizens to eradicate this problem and get the job taken care of. Get the drugs out of here. Law enforcement can't do it by themselves.
Pam Dixon, 7 News Nightcast, Welsh.
Now here's a list of the events scheduled this weekend during Welsh's Reclaim Our City campaign. A public rally will be held Friday afternoon at 2:30 at the Welsh High School Stadium. Then on Sunday, 20 area churches will each deliver a prepared crime message during services. And then on Sunday afternoon, another rally and a citywide march will take place around 2:30. State police say a man was killed early this morning when a car ran over him. Authorities say 35-year-old Ted Randall Williams was apparently lying in the middle of Goche Road between LA 385 and Lake Street when a car driven by 22-year-old Wendell Wing of Lake Charles ran over him. The accident happened around 2:40 this morning. Police say they don't know if Williams was asleep or already dead. Williams was carrying a Florida birth certificate, but officials say they're not sure where he resides. In Night Beat, several area agencies report some minor wrecks due to the rain, but nothing serious. Still to come on Nightcast, a Louisiana town awaits the return of a former hostage.
A cool front moved through southwest Louisiana, behind leaving lots of moisture and cooler temperatures. Details later on Nightcast.
Recently, 7 at Your Service helped hundreds of southwest Louisiana residents send video postcards to the soldiers in Saudi Arabia.
We all think about you, Dwayne. Keep in touch. We love you.
As the holiday season approaches, 7 at Your Service KPLC encourages you to keep the lines of communication open. Send your letters of support to either address a show in here to reach the soldiers on active duty this holiday season. Showing support for our soldiers is just one more way KPLC-TV 7 is at your service.
The family of Michael Barnard is awaiting his return following his release by the government of Iraq. Barnard was one of hundreds of Americans held by Iraq as human shields following the invasion of Kuwait. He and 3 other Americans were released yesterday. In Barnard's hometown of Woodworth, word spread quickly of his newfound freedom. His friends there breathed a collective sigh of relief at the news of his imminent return.
I said, thank God, and I was just thrilled to death. It just seems like an awful lot longer than it was, I guess, but I'm sure it's plenty long for anybody that's over there like that.
Now that we know that he's coming home, we thank God that he was released, and our prayers are with everybody else that's over there, and we just hope that they too can come back.
No specific timetable has been announced for Barnard's return home. In the meantime, a defiant Iraq says forget about any peace talks involving an Iraqi pullout from Kuwait. The story leads our World Digest. Iraq's information minister today said his country will go to war if necessary to keep Kuwait. His comments came soon after a meeting between Japan's prime minister and Saddam Hussein. The Japanese leader told Saddam he should honor the UN resolutions, which include withdrawal from Kuwait. Secretary of State James Baker ventured into the desert of Saudi Arabia today to give a pep talk to more than 4,000 U.S. troops. He says it's hard to say whether they'll be called into combat. Baker says he's in the Mideast to lay a foundation for stronger economic and political measures against Iraq or even military action.
Think lovely, wonderful thoughts, and up you go.
And the actress best known for her performance as Peter Pan tonight is being remembered as one of the great women of American musical theater. Mary Martin died of cancer yesterday. Actress Carol Channing says she'll miss the 3-time Tony Award winner, saying there's nobody like her. Mary Martin, dead at the age of 76.
There's been a lot of confusion about the upcoming election.
The U.S. Supreme Court has decided to stay the elections pending a full review by the High Court.
One thing that's always been clear is the political coverage that 7 News brings you. This Tuesday, 7 at Your Service, KPLC urges you to vote for the candidates of your choice. Then, watch your vote count on 7 News Decision 90, beginning at 7:55 Tuesday night on 7 at Your Service, KPLC.
There's talk of a cold front with all this rain. Just how cold is it going to get?
Well, it's going to be more cool than cold for us here in southwest Louisiana, but a welcome change. Instead of the unseasonably high temperatures of 80, 81 we've been experiencing in Lamar, it'll be more like 64 degrees for a high tomorrow. So that's not too bad, huh? We did have a busy day, a lot of rain out there. Start off with the storm track radar. This is the current satellite picture. A lot of what you see around Lake Charles is ground clutter. However, if we put it into motion, and we will, presto, you'll see the line. And what a clear line it is. Look at that cool front just move its way through. Very clearly coming through southwest Louisiana, just about this pace. It was a slow mover, and it brought a lot of moisture, just under an inch at the airport here in Lake Charles today. But a lot of moisture that came in, and as a result, caused some problems for some motorists on Interstate 10. I know that personally, driving back from Chautauqua today, all the construction going on west of Jennings, between Jennings and Lake Charles, a lot of construction, 1 lane of traffic, and with all this rain hitting at around 6 o'clock tonight, it was a mess and a half. If there wasn't any traffic incidents, it would be very surprising to me. Current satellite picture shows that the situation still has a lot of clouds in the deep south region. A lot of it associated with this cool front that has begun to be more stationary. This has not been a quick-moving system by any means, in any stretch of the imagination. It has basically slowed down, and as a result, there is a potential for heavier rain totals here around the more closely tied to the low. And of course, more northerly on that front, people are having the problem of snow as opposed to just some rain here in southwest Louisiana. The moisture still continues to fall, as you can see, down through the Gulf of Mexico, all the way through the middle section of the state. Heavier rain totals happening, of course, to the north of us. And again, the system continues to move east and will begin to bring that rain very slowly. And as a result, we're going to have some lingering thunder showers and some lingering showers tonight, clearing out by tomorrow morning. And your Monday back to work looks absolutely gorgeous by the afternoon. Partly cloudy skies anticipated. And again, for tomorrow, here's what it'll look like. Not much movement on the front, but it will bring the clouds out. And again, most of the showers and a mix of snow and rain will be associated in the Great Lakes region. That's where most of the activity will be. Another system, this time of year, we can anticipate another one moving in from the Pacific Northwest. Look for some more clouds and maybe some more rain by the weekend. We'll have to take a look. That could affect some playoff action going on. Well, temperatures right now, 53 at Leesville, 54, my friends, in Chautauqua. Papa, Mama Johnson, thanks for a great day. 56 at Abbeville. Outside in Lake Charles right now. Oh, they got that video. Laura Bailey is so good at what she does. 55 degrees, 96% humidity, northwest winds at 14 miles an hour. Our high temperature today, before all that serious rain stuff, 81 degrees after a low of 67. Going to be a lot cooler for tomorrow. Forecast for tonight, 70% chance of rain. Those thunder showers will linger and probably not be too serious, not too predominant or heavy, but they will be lingering around. Low of 53. We're almost there right now. Tomorrow, rain ending, partly cloudy with a high of 63, northwest winds 15 to 20 miles an hour. And look at this week. Not a bad Tuesday and Wednesday. As I said, with that other system moving pretty rapidly across the continental U.S., we could look for another cloudy situation by the week's end. But temperatures, Lamar, don't you love it? Middle 60s and near 70. That's perfect.
Big day in Chautauqua, huh?
Oh, merci.
Thank you, Scott. Up next, honors for two who've helped needy children in our area. And get ready for another oyster season.
Taking pride in Louisiana, what we do.
On Halloween, KPLC's own Ghosts and Goblins took to the street for KPLC Walks for Those Who Can. More than 900 people were tricked and treated as employees visited hospitals, retirement centers, and Kaufman Elementary, our partners in education. That's good news for Southwest Louisiana, the kind of news 7 at your service likes best.
Key players in two of the area's most important programs for needy children were recognized for their role in education today. The Calcasieu Association for Social Enrichment held a ceremony in honor of State Representative Wilford Carter and Program Director Bernard Bico. Carter and Bico have both been instrumental in developing the Upward Bound tutorial program and the GTPA Basic Education Remediation Program. Carter helped bring funds to the projects through legislation, and Bico, he's been spearheading those programs since they began. Upward Bound started in '84, the JTPA program in '89. Upward Bound provides tutoring assistance to children in grades 6 through 12, and the JTPA program prepares students age 14 and up for job interviews and training.
Individual thoughts.
In addition to the reading and writing and math and so forth, we also do pre-employment work maturity. This is subjects that teach them what to do to get a job and what to do to hold those jobs after they get them.
More than 120 area students participate in those two programs. Tomorrow is the start of oyster season in the Calcasieu and Sabine Lakes. The Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries says the 1990-91 harvest opens tomorrow morning a half hour before sunrise, and it remains open until March 30th. The harvest now is for tonging only. If during the season the waters have to be closed due to health reasons, state officials may expand the harvest until April 30th. But for now, it only lasts until the end of March. Sunday means NFL action. Mike's up next as he takes you through all of today's matchups. Next in sports.